Here in the Red Centre, under the shadow of Uluru, hundreds of the nation's first people came together to talk about one very important word and what it means to them: recognition. Some say recognition means having a voice that's heard by governments, or being given back traditional ownership of their land, making sure people remember how Indigenous Australians were discriminated against in their own country, or being given compensation for the terrible things many went through, like the stolen generations, while others say it's about being officially recognised as Australia's first people. That's what this meeting at Uluru was all about, asking Indigenous people from around the country to agree on the best ways to get recognition.
To achieve what we have started, the empowerment of our people, right the wrongs, correct the history, and chart a better future for us all.
After 3 days of talks, they decided on a plan. The first part involves the whole nation because it means changing Australia's constitution. You might remember the Constitution is our country's most important legal document that sets out how things run and what the government can and can't do. The Indigenous delegates want a section to be added to the Constitution which would create a group in federal parliament called the First Nations Body. It could advise the government on any laws and policies for Indigenous people. But changing the Constitution isn't easy. There has to be a referendum. That's a big national vote where more than half of the population and more than half of the states and territories would have to vote yes to the changes. That's only happened a handful of times in Australia's history.
We had a very good group.
So the delegates also suggested another option to get recognition: a treaty. That's basically an agreement, in this case between Indigenous Australians and the Australian government. The terms haven't been decided yet, but could be things like compensation for the stolen generations, returning land to Indigenous people, recognising them as the first people here, or making goals for the future.
It was euphoria, I guess, because people realise that we have an opportunity.
The exciting part of this is being hopefully a part of history.
Australia is currently the only Commonwealth country that doesn't have a treaty between its government and Indigenous people. But it could take time and lots of discussion before everyone agrees on what the treaty's terms should be. The recommendations from this historic meeting at Uluru will be given to the PM and the opposition leader. Then it'll be up to Parliament to work out which steps they'll take to help move our country forward together.